Welcome to Vox Scream, a Kill Team podcast where we aim to help players of all skill levels supercharge their game and separate the signal from the noise. I'm Mark Meyer, joined by Kill Team heavyweights George Pratt and Joe Gallo. We're coming to you from the Triangle region in North Carolina. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Is it me? Did I get canceled this time? Was it my bad? Well, we'll try it again. Welcome, everyone, to Vox Scream. We have a tier list pod for you today. It's been a little bit, so it's going to be fun to try and, see which teams are on top, who's kind of pulling up from behind, and who's right smack in the middle. We all know that that's how I like to start it out, is to try and put someone on the top, put someone on the bottom, put somebody right smack in the middle to be. Before we go on to our tier list, though, I think we need to just level set before we level set. And I think last time we did it where we talked about which team is most likely to win a 4+ round tournament. I think that's probably a good, benchmark for teams this time around. But one thing that I was thinking about that might be nice to add into it is I'm almost thinking what do you think about doing it 0 to hero? Instead of thinking about an expert with these teams playing these teams, we talk about it from the perspective of somebody who is picking up and playing this team and preparing for a tournament to play with them. Not necessarily an expert with the team, but somebody who has average skill. Yeah. Somebody who's picked it up, played for a solid period of time, but isn't a specialist with the team.
Okay. Yeah. What do we consider somebody of average skill is the question.
10 to 15 games with a team.
Or you could say up to 25 games with a team.
Yeah. They know their rules. They know some interactions. They might even know a tech or two.
I guess I wasn't being clear. What do we consider the average kill team player in that sense of do you guys think the general average kill team player can win a 4-round tournament?
I think they can win a 4-round tournament if all the players above them are fucking around with teams that'll play. Kill Team is still fundamentally a game where the better player, the player with more understanding of their team, wins. And so, an average player. You know what, Joe? This is a good question. This might refute the entire premise entirely. Because an average player may not win a 5 or 6 round event simply because they're an average player.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. Well, as we were talking through it now, I'm seeing that 4+ rounds can kind of be a larger metric than maybe saying a 5+ round, because I think that 4+ round includes some just local events. I know it's hard for us to consider because we all were in the same scene for a very long time. Obviously, Joe and I are still playing together, but not every local has a George or a Joe in it. And so I do think that an average player can win a 4+ round event, but can an average player win a 5 or 6 round event? Maybe not. Because I do think that usually higher skill players are going to flock to those events because those are going to be the real test of skill, right?
There is no 4-round golden ticket, right?
I'm sure there is somewhere.
There was one at the Richmond Open last year.
And only 4 rounds?
It was only 4 rounds, yeah.
Shit. Yeah, no, you're right. Fuck.
Yeah. And a high-quality player won that event.
Ago?
So what? No, that was last year.
No, it was not 2 days. It was only 1 day.
Yeah.
It was 1 day.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This year it's going to be 2 days. I think it's going to be 5 or 6 rounds, so... Okay. Well, if you think that that's maybe a bad metric, then how would you say we rank it? Do you want to just go for
I think we should do if you... See, I want to do if you are a specialist with the team, because I think that would give more interesting results.
Okay.
Because I think that would put some teams that are considered bad in actually very good. Just no one is taking the time to learn or play them because they're very hard to play.
Yeah,
I think that's reasonable.
I think it's very valid, especially for some of the teams right now.
I love it. Well, George, you are, so level-headed that I want to give you the first pick in the draft here. Who is the very best team in the game right now?
Ooh, probably Wolf Scouts.
Yeah?
I know I said it was going to be Murderwing a lot, but I think Wolf Scouts, they just don't have weaknesses still. It's a team with no weaknesses. It cannot be bad.
I have played a couple games of them recently, and I have been kind of underestimating them. And now that I have like really gotten behind the wheel, I'm like, wow, they really just can do whatever they want. It's absolutely insane.
Can I shoot twice with my plasma weapons across the entire team? Yes, absolutely. Can I ignore piercing? Yes, once a turn. Can I reduce damage on every fight sequence, including the ones I don't start? Yes, on everyone, all game.
Can I go on guard on open? No. I can go on guard on open on conceal.
On conceal.
Disgusting shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're speaking to part of it, Mark. I think the permanent silent on the sniper is a big problem, particularly because you can hit on twos, and if you get them into a very good firing position, they're firing twice. So I think honestly that plus the movement plus the piercing reduction, plus
they can charge on conceal. That's still an incredibly strong, just fundamental basis.
Charge on conceal is very, very strong too.
Charge on conceal but it's like the least offensive thing. That's the thing that I like about the team. That it's is essentially a 5 Marine team that can charge on conceal. And if that was all they did, they'd be strong, but that'd be fine.
I'm gonna go on record. I think the Wolf is too good of a passing piece. I think
it's a good disruptor.
It's
also extremely strong in the AO25 format where it's A-okay to just have like a useless dude on your home objective just standing there, not doing mission actions.
Yeah, like the weakness of this team is supposed to be 5 Marines, right? But like they're not. The Wolf can control. The Wolf he can't do them, but there's enough missions in the pack that require you to control them that let you go basically full blast with your other 5 Marines. I'm at this point an advocate for a couple of changes with them. Basically, I want the leaders. No, he can't die ability gone. They might need to all go down a wound. Let's put it this way: either they can have the piercing protection or be 12 wounds. They can't be both.
I disagree. I think they should get rid of the piercing protection and go down to 12 wounds.
I think 13 wounds is fine, but it's 13 wounds on top of the damage reduction that works on every single fight and retaliate, on top of the all of that. It's like there is a balance where you can have one or some of these things, but all of them together is incredibly problematic. While we're here at the top, though, I do want to ask, because I think you kind of hinted at it, George, Murderwing obviously being the other boogeyman, is this like a 1A and 1B situation? Or are they like really just those are the two best teams?
Yeah, I think Wolf Scouts are very clearly the best team, and I think Murderwing is very clearly the second best team.
Yeah. I think because and genuinely the only difference between these two is Murderwing is just significantly weaker on closed environments, and it just doesn't matter for Wolf Scouts that they can be on open. In fact, in some ways, they're stronger on closed environments because of the silent sniper, because the storm can just control a room.
Bro, that silent sniper, just like, holy crap, he does so much work in close quarters.
I mean, like I said, I think the bolter being piercing crits, or is it just straight piercing? I can't remember.
It's piercing crits. But like, you get to shoot it twice, it's fully silent.
And like, you can just give him severe, which is like...
Yeah, and you can give him severe or ignore obscuring. But like, the fundamental difference between these two teams is that Wolf Scouts have no weaknesses. Murderwing have at least weaknesses.
Yes.
Now, bear in mind, if we were just raiding on open, Murderwing would be the... Because Murderwing functionally has no weaknesses on open. So
I think that's probably true. I think that if this was just an open board tier list, I might put Murderwing above Wolf Scouts. But I think just in more general gameplay, I do think that like it's not like they are so much better on open than Wolf Scouts to make it for like an overall tier list like this. I think
7-inch move everywhere that lets them get places they shouldn't be able to get to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10-inch charge on the Wolf that you can do as a gambit, pretty crazy.
I mean, but here's the thing, and that was my point with the Wolf. It's just like good Wolf Scout players don't really use him that way. They use him as an objective sticker, use him as a way to clog things up, and not really go offensive with him because he's just that good at doing those things.
And then if you push onto that home objective where he's hanging out, oh, by the way, he can just charge you in the strategy phase.
He's got a rending chainsword. Yeah,
no big deal.
Like I love throwing him up the board.
He gets so many of the benefits that like the team gets too. Yeah. He's not a Marine.
Yeah,
absolutely,
it's crazy.
Well, let's talk about some of the scum down at the bottom. Joe, who would be your pick? Second pick in the draft here.
Oh,
worst
man,
team in the game.
I hate doing this.
Do you want me to pick worst team?
No,
I'll do it. But
let me think about it for like 2 seconds here. Boy.
I'm calling it. He's gonna say Salvagers.
It's not Salvagers. I think.
I was gonna say it too. But
which by the way, I will note we do have declassified teams on here. I don't know if we're doing
that's
anything.
fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with having declassified on the tier list because I think that more and more tournaments are declassified.
Yeah,
I think
that's the thing I wanted to point out is that normally we would do classified only just to save ourselves time, but too many tournaments are run declassified where we feel that it is important to include those teams in a general tier list.
And here's the thing, and I'm going to be very honest about that bit. I think people should be playing more declassified teams, frankly, because it's like
it
doesn't matter.
Should play more declassified teams. And
Because
I'm going to say now, other content creators who are only doing classified are cowards. They just don't want to spend so much time doing it.
See, now if it was me, I'd be getting yelled at right now. Can't keep that in. No. So
I mean, buff Gellerbox and I'll play him. Just do it.
I don't think it's Gellerbox because I think Orion
I don't think so either.
Probably Warp Coven.
Oh yeah, you know what? Fair.
Is it Warp Coven?
I think it's still Warp Coven because they're still
really
fucked.
Dude, just like losing the operative is so fucking brutal. Like it's
just so hard for me to see an elite team as the worst team in the game.
Because they're not though.
They're barely an elite team.
Bro, I want you to just close. Mark, dude, I want you to look at me. Close your eyes. Imagine playing a game with 3 sorcerers and 2 rubrics.
Yeah, I don't remember. Somebody else, another content creator had said something like, I think that it's fine for them to be 5 bodies, but you got to give them back like the 2-up save and all the other crazy stuff 100%. They had at the beginning. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that'd be fine.
I agree.
Which is crazy.
Cool. That sounds like fun, honestly.
In hindsight, why didn't they just remove the body and let them keep the other shit?
Because we weren't at the 5-body elite. Like they had put that in there as like a groundwork because they were planning to do it. Because you got to think Death Watch were a plan from the start of the edition.
I think they were terrified of how Death Watch would be. Like they didn't know if it would be too strong or too weak, and it ended up being totally fine. Please revert those nerfs. Games Workshop.
Yes, and let's go ahead and take fucking Death Watch and go ahead and throw them in C tier too. Like. This team, and I'm going to be very
It is crazy how far they've fallen from those
I think
nerfs.
this team got hit because of the elite hate and got hit really hard. And I think it's a cautionary tale of how loud we get as a community about certain things because Death Watch has now suffered for it. And some people maybe say, fine, great, fuck them, I don't care. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, now the team is, like, just barely playable.
Like, fine. You can say that their damage reduction and their balanced ploys don't stack if they're standing on the middle line.
Yeah. Maybe
you shouldn't have said you can be on the center of territory and on the line and fully inside territory.
Just give them the double counteract, shoot and fight again. Yeah. That's it. That's all they need.
Double counteract, shoot and fight, and their damage reduction works on crits again. And like, that's fine. Their other shit doesn't stack. Fine.
I don't even know if like genuinely because from my memory and just like reflecting back on that meta, I don't know if they needed a hit. To be honest,
they didn't. Like they were doing a little bit above 50%, but they had a slightly outsized win percentage, podium percentage. So the people who were doing well with them were doing well with them. But overall, and they were the most popular team, overall, they were about 50%, which for a very popular team means they were good, but, like, they still weren't blowing the meta up, like Wolf Scouts and Murderwing.
They did have a lot of, like, tournament wins during that time, but no, I think if we were looking at the aggregate there, like, it's a hard team to play because of the 5-body problem. It has the tools to do really well back when they had all their tools, right? And then, like, towards the like, it is punishing if you mess up because you just don't have anybody else to fill the role if somebody's dead. And, like, sure, like, the things that got hit were their durability. They really weren't that durable. I think that's the thing we're learning about all this.
Yeah,
is
they
like,
really weren't that durable.
No.
No, they weren't.
I still hate the Blade Master, and so fuck them. I don't care.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah.
And I just want to quickly point out too, just for Wolf Scouts, because I think this is like a historical thing now. Like, they have 37 golds as of right now.
They have the most golds of any team ever, like 3 months straight.
Yes.
Pretty crazy.
And that's why, like, I was thinking about what you said, George. I think both at this point. I mean, we can't have a team doing this well and not hit them hard. Yeah. Like, I understand they're the most popular team in the game, I think, by a pretty large mile.
They need weaknesses.
It's not even that they need weaknesses. I think they need to hit them hard and see where that leaves them, and then we can readjust from there. We can't have them dominating another 3 months.
Joe, I think you make a really good point. And one thing that I'm hopeful for here is I'm hopeful that they do that. I hope that they get meaningful and real nerfs, not just a light tap. I then hope that we also see the Death Watch buff. And I'm hoping that the vocal majority, the people who love Marines, are going to get through to the balanced team, so that when a team gets nerfed too hard, i.e. Death Watch, they get a buff to bring them back up. So as somebody who wants to play Wolf Scouts and is going to play Wolf Scouts because I like my conversion, I hope that they get nerfed so that I don't feel like an ass for playing them. But if they're too bad, I hope that it's not 9 months before we get a buff back up to, decent, right?
Yeah, and let's talk the rub.
Let's talk about another elite team real quick. Are
they going right smack in the middle of the tier list?
They're going right into C. I think again. I want to put Plague Marines there.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I know you do. I think Plague Marines are B tier.
You would think so. I understand. I think they are high C, low B.
That's where I would put them too.
A totally fine average team.
But I think they aren't for two primary reasons. I think the Virulent Poison buff was good. I think that the fact they left Lumbering Death alone was good. They need something else. The movement is such a big detriment to them, particularly as an elite team. I don't think you give them back normal contagion. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to make a determination because it's the power level has been so up and down right now that
So here's why Plague Marines are a B tier team, I think. And it is, yes, they are slow, but they're all 3 APL. So they can effectively be an 8-inch move team. And they can be up in the midboard on turn 1 without much issue. So that's where their reduced movement doesn't matter as much. They're also durable enough where the entire team can go up in the midboard and just sort of weather hits for a bit. So it's less damning to stage up there.
Yeah.
And like you said, Lumbering Death was not touched. Lumbering Death is carrying that team. Any elite team with Ceaseless is cracked, and especially Ceaseless on this team. It makes bolters hit so much harder than they should.
Paired with Severe particularly, yes.
Yeah, so I think Plague Marines are a B tier team. Yes, they're slow, but they're extremely durable. They're way killier than they appear to be, especially on Counteract. And they can just sort of stand around, especially with Cloud of Flies. Since there's only one way obscuring.
That's it. That's what I want to change. I was thinking about this earlier. I want Plague Knives to go to 3-5.
Are Plague Knives toxic?
They are not.
They should just get toxic.
I don't know if I want them going to 4-5.
I would love them to go to 4-5.
Yeah, I think at their core, Plague Marines are a melee team, and I think they have pretty good shooting because of the warrior with the 4-5 toxic.
And not everyone has a Plague Knife.
That would be a fun change too. What if you could just take multiple warriors?
That would be
Dude,
really
the warrior's so good.
I know.
It'd be a Celestian's situation, I think.
Ooh, yeah, Jordan.
I think you might take 2 or 3.
No, you know what I forgot? Giving the heavy gunner and the flail a bolt pistol.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great change.
That should be the change. Why? Why do they have a fucking bolt pistol?
Yeah. I agree that I think that they're high C, low B. I think let's put them in low B. We can move them later if B gets too crowded.
I think that there's probably going to be a lot in B.
I think that there is a lot in B, and that's good. Though. Agree. Yeah, no, I think
let's finally throw something in A.
Angels.
Angels, yeah. I'll say Angels.
It's an easy A-tier team.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Hardy and Resolute.
Hardy's great. Mobile's great. Sharpshooter is good. The Siege Warfare is great. Siege Specialist is great.
Love the sniper. Love the captain.
Yeah, like
I will just say this might be the
team.
next problematic elite team if the top two get hit really hard. Because
maybe
Resolute is very strong. And like
Resolute is the
no APL modifiers, ignore shock.
Yeah, it's strong, but only in the teams where it matters. That's like the
Right.
Yes, but that's
There's
my
also
point.
opportunity cost because so many of the other chapter tactics are actually legitimately good now.
Yeah,
I think that ultimately,
yes, but bear in mind you
feels-
can always flex off of it.
yeah,
absolutely,
but like,
which is why I
listen,
think this team is
Resolute-
way up there.
Yeah, so you can flex off of it, but you lose a command point doing so, and they have no way to generate command points. So that
Yeah,
puts
which
them
is
in
what's keeping
a
them
bind.
capped. Yeah,
Yeah, so
which
like-
is why ultimately I think the captain. Okay, so here's the thing: I could see things changing for the chapter tactics, like nerfing them a little bit in exchange to making the sergeants useful.
I think they should make the sergeants. I don't know why they nerfed the sergeants. Like,
because of this exact problem. Because I think if the sergeants were good, they might be in the S tier.
they weren't they weren't that good. Like they weren't.
You got a
better
free
than
ploy.
the captain.
You got a free ploy every turn, George. It was
Yeah, so
brother. I promise you, if I had a free ploy every turn in my Cherokee run,
Brian, I took these guys to LVO before they caught those sergeant nerfs, and I still
but
use the
you
captain
didn't-
most of the time.
I know that
Because the captain's just as good, if not better, than the sergeants. Like the free ploy, it doesn't matter that it's a free ploy. It's free balanced. Like balanced is only
okay.
fine.
You're only often. I mean, so for example, I think the proper way to play them is you're spending for They Show No Fear every turn. So like that's a 3 CP deficit.
You shouldn't be spending and They Shall Know No Fear every turn. Maybe turn 3 and 4, sure.
Sorry.
Not every
Turning point 2 and onwards.
I do think that
I knew you mean 2 onward, but like I'm not doing that until turning point 3. Maybe not even.
I think to your point, Joe, I think because of the flexibility, the varied play styles, and like the absolutely like massive toolkit, I think that this team is poised to go up. But I don't think that there's any disagreement on where they are right now. I think that they're very high up in the A tier.
Real quick too, I don't really think the flexibility is deceptive because there's really 2 ways you play them now. It's all when you're going into elite melee, you just take all chainswords, and then everything else is just like chainswords plus the heavy and the captain. Like those are really the 2 you oscillate between, because there's just clear choices. And then like you vary the sniper in when you can leverage his power in is basically the consensus, and this is the way the Spanish have been playing them, and to success, and they are very, very good due to that lesson that the Spanish have taught us, and it's what I used in my run. So,
well, in plain world, they have a lot of different ways to play them, but that's besides the point.
There's theoretically a lot of ways to play a lot of different teams, however, not all of them are the correct way.
And to be fair, we are talking about the best ways, and sure, there's probably a very limited number of like the best builds, but I think that we need to move on. We need to talk about something that's not Marines. We got a lot of Marines on the board. In fact, all Marines on the board already.
Well, that's why we're trying to knock them out. So like, I'll give you a quick hitter. Nemesis Claw goes in A.
I would say so. I think they're probably right there around.
I think
Angels.
I have not seen a lot of people talking about this team for some reason. I think they're like once again in the Angels thing where it's like they're gonna probably be a problem again if the next 2 get hit. Ventriloquar is still the best model in the game. Voxstream I think arguably got buffed. The leader's just a scratch makes him kind of insanely tanky. I mean, they're sneakily pretty reliable because most of the meta is Imperium right now. Their
really
TAC
ops got way better like 6 months ago, and they've been riding that.
Particularly into Angels into Angels and Wolf Scouts. They're very good because they can get Relentless.
Relentless Meltagun does fuck.
Yes, it fucks. So keep an eye
you
on
can
them.
put Seek Light on it too. Call it a day.
Call this the Joe pin. Keep a pin in them because they might be a problem.
I don't think they're going to be any worse than they were last edition, where they were very highly rated. I think they're going to be an A tier team, and people who are very good at them are going to be very good at them. But they're not going to dominate the meta. Like they didn't dominate the meta last time. They're not going to dominate the meta. They'll just be very good.
I'll talk about a team right here that I think is going to be similarly poised. I think Phobos is right there in A2. I think that if people are still playing Phobos, they're an excellent, excellent team.
Yeah, I think they're very good. They did catch a couple of nerfs. They went from, in my opinion, like top of A to bottom of A with those nerfs, but they're still an
A. Commandos. Commandos, I think, are a solid B. I think people have forgotten how good this team can be. I think this team in particular is very scary into mid-range and horde. If you run against this team and you're playing like, I don't know, I think like even like something like Chaos Cult, I think you're terrified of this team.
Yeah.
Like they just fuck. Like they got a tiny buff, I believe the state before last with the leader. Like the leader is such a good linchpin on this team.
The leader having native 3 APL is crazy.
Yeah, that he can just give out APL on top of that. The big chop. Have you guys looked at the big chopper profile?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good now.
Okay,
Remember
5 attacks, 5-6.
Yeah,
it's
really
crazy.
good.
It's good. And, let's not forget that they can just shoot a guaranteed stun gun 12 inches across the board.
I think
the Daka Boy is amazing at just killing one thing or chip damage.
I actually think that is the worst way to play them. Is I think you get rid of the Daka Boy for another warrior. You keep the comms, but like don't shoot with them. You just hand out APL because the whole strength of the team is in that they can charge from conceal, and they're orcs. They're very good in melee, and with just a scratch, every single one of their melee pieces is dangerous to everything. in the game.
That's the
I think
thing.
that warrior stock did go up now that the equipment for the big for the choppas isn't as good.
I will say, what keeps them out of A, and I think actually in low B, is because there's so much goddamn damage negation running around right now. Their 4-5 becomes pretty fucking meaningless into a lot of teams. Like, for example, into Celestians.
Into Wolf Scouts.
Into Wolf Scouts. We can keep... even into Angels.
Yeah.
And like
Sanctifiers.
4-5 with no special weapon rules is like, it's good, but it's not great. And it's not as good as like a chainsword because it's only 4
You want to hear a crazy take? It's average now. 4-5 has become average.
4-5 is the default good melee profile, and if you're not 4-5 in melee, you're bad.
Yes.
There is no average in melee. There's only good and bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's right.
100%.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the other orcs in the room, and that is the Rekka crew.
Oh, y'all want a spicy take?
You think they're an S?
They're A tier.
No, they're S, bro. They are fucking... They're S in this meta right now.
Listen,
I think they are
I'm
hard counters.
Tier, right?
They are hard counters into every single team in the 2 tiers that we've placed them so far.
I think Wolf Scouts still fuck their shit up.
I don't know. They don't. I truly think that how do they deal with the squigs?
You shoot them.
Get within 2 and shoot them.
They're unengaged. Just shoot them.
Or you just you get your sniper guy to run around and take shots with his normal bolter because they're 6 wins, 6 up save. The squig.
Okay, sorry.
Dealing with the squigs is not that hard if your opponent is not playing them perfectly.
Yeah.
And if
a good Reckless player is going to play them perfectly.
Yeah, and if they play them perfectly, the real answer is you heal with the medic.
Yes.
That's the answer to the squigs. You get charged, they fight you, you kill them, they do blow up, you heal afterward.
Also, I will just say the sniper is not removing a full health orc boy in smoke.
No, absolutely not. The sniper but the sniper's not there for the orc boys. In fact, I don't think I'd actually take the sniper in that matchup.
You 100% should. To have non-reciprocal shooting, absolutely you take it.
I think you take the plasma gun and you focus on melee with everyone else, and you just sort of...
How do you not get fucked up by the 5-6?
Because you reduce their attack dice.
Oh, right, because it's on charge. I don't know how much that matters.
It matters a lot. It matters a lot.
But you're brutal, though.
And your Space Wolves are weak 5 up across the board.
Yeah.
Sure, but they on average they roll 2 crits, right? On that.
Yeah, and if they don't have any crits, then you can't stop the damage with just a scratch, or you could use that to parry. And with 3 attack dice,
right? But let's say you're getting into that trading war, right? let's say charge, kill an orc, they're taking probably 10 or 9 damage on average, right?
Yeah, then you fight again.
No, what I'm saying, but I'm saying, I mean, sometimes you just kill them in one fight. Let's say
I don't think you kill them in one fight. I think you kill them
I'm not assuming
it takes all 3 APL to kill one orc.
Right, but then I'm just shooting with my orc, my long
if
range.
they charge on conceal.
I mean, sure, but that's what you have the fucking leader for, right? Is to start to getting close and taking those salvo shots, start generating the Rekka points, start.
But if he's getting in close, now he's getting charged from conceal.
Sure. Well, I mean, dude, one of my favorite things now to do against Wolf Scouts as tough teams is just stand in the open. So they don't have. I'm being serious. Like,
yeah.
That's really funny.
Because it's like if they're going to charge you.
Their worst way for them to attack is by shooting you. Right?
Yes.
They have to flip to engage.
They have no rerolls.
They can't flip back. They have no rerolls. Yes, they're plasma pistols, and if they roll hot, you just die. But they could roll
that
hot.
also doesn't matter if you're in smoke.
Yeah. So, like...
Their sniper is silent and can shoot and ignore obscuring and then go on guard afterwards.
In fairness, it's either or. You're either ignoring the obscuring or getting the piercing.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And you can still roll crits. Like, that's not the issue. But
I'd rather you take the risk of rolling crits. You know what I mean? Because I'm still, like, for example, in the Rekka situation, if I have tough gets up like you probably should in that fight, I'd rather take that risk with you rolling, because then I'm still rolling my balanced defense dice.
Well, here's the thing. In the situation where it's like, if you're taking the shot against an obscured operative, yeah, you take the obscured or the ignore obscuring, because Severe's not going to do anything at that point anyway.
Yes. But now you're taking a significantly worse shot.
Yeah. So to bring us back to the conversation, our Rekka's S tier. As a card carrying Rekka myself, I think that they are a very good team. I think they're an extremely good team, but I don't think they're an S tier team. I think they're too honest to be an S tier team. Yes, they have the ability to just turn crits into hits later in the game, but they don't have ways to ignore obscuring. They don't have I mean, they have 6.
It doesn't matter.
They don't have ways to change the state of the game in a way that is safe for them.
Here's the thing that has me kind of, because I think that they're high up. I think that they have one of the best chances to win, like a very a long format tournament with a very good player.
And they do win a lot.
But here's the thing: is that, are they really on the same tier as these two teams? Are they really as good as Murderwing and Wolf Scouts? Or are they just the best of the rest? Because to me, that's what they feel like. They feel like some of the best of the rest.
At a bare minimum, they're top of A for me.
Yeah,
I would agree 100%.
I agree 100%. I think they're top of A, but I don't think they're S tier.
We can move that around later if we need to, but it's so hard for me to think about teams that are up on the level of these two. Let's talk about some teams at the bottom, though. Oh, but George, you got something real quick?
Oh yeah, I was gonna answer your question about teams that are up there with those two, and that's still Canoptic.
Yeah,
I do think that they're still up there. Yeah,
Canoptic are not doing super well in the win rates right now. It's because all the people who liked playing Canoptic, or who are doing well with Canoptic, were like, I don't like playing this team. It's boring as shit. I'm going to play a different team now.
Which, by the way, to George's point, we can statistically show that. Like, you can look at the play rates comparative to last thing, and they drop off dramatically.
Yeah,
it's a massive shift.
It's a Sanctifier situation. For those of you that don't know what I'm referring to, is Sanctifiers was somewhat popular when they first came out, and then when they got the major nerfs, they dropped off a cliff and basically no one's playing them now.
Well, Sanctifiers
it's not as bad.
Like, Sanctifiers took a nerf. Canoptic, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think the biggest difference, I think there is some similarities, Joe, but I think the biggest difference is like the play rate for Sanctifiers when they were good was like here, because they were very good. They were the best team in the game, but people didn't like the style. Yep. The play rates for like Canoptic are like up here because they were very good, and a lot of people like Necrons.
And they were a one-box team.
They were a one-box team. And now I think like after their nerfs, the play rates probably go from like Sanctifiers probably go down like here, and then Canoptic probably go down like here.
Yeah.
So
that's
big
fair.
shifts, but like the number of players playing Sanctifiers is nowhere near the number of players playing Canoptic when they were at their heights.
And a huge thing that's inflating Canoptic is the fact that they're a one-box team. Like, that is such a big factor. It's why Raveners are still super popular. It's why Death Watch is still super popular, even though they're really not a one-box team, but people think they are. That's a more perception issue.
The reason I think Canoptic are still an S tier team, even after taking a substantial nerf, and they did take a substantial nerf with their Warriors losing a bunch of damage, but that was the only nerf they took. Their Warriors lost a bunch of their damage potential, but like that's really not what they were for anyway. Their job was to push buttons, clog up the board, and get you out in the open so that their big guns can kill you in one shot, and they do that really well. The problem with Canoptic is that their big guns are still 21 wounds, reduce all damage in melee to a minimum of 2, ceaseless defense dice on 3-ups, and heal 3d3 twice a turn.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's all valid.
How do you kill them?
No, I mean, it's no,
Their
I think
healer
you're
got
valid.
nerfed a little bit. It's a little bit harder to do stuff with the healer, but it's still a very good team. I agree, George. I think the things that made the team really good are still really, really good.
By the way, George, can I get that?
Did get touched, and that did make the team very good.
Can I get that sound on the soundboard?
You need a visual too. You need a.
Maybe that's. We need more emotes. I need to actually get my shit together to put the custom sounds on the soundboard. The Joe Wah, I'm going to put it here in post, but I love the Joe Wah. I got to have it live. I got other things for the soundboard too, but we're waiting for some stuff there. I'm taking the wheel here. I'm putting some teams down at the bottom. We've got so many great teams here. Let's talk about some shitty ones. Let's talk about Sanctifiers.
They're C tier now. They're still like totally fine and playable. They might even be low B, but like the Preachers took such an unnecessary nerf on top of all the other nerfs they got. Yeah, but like the Preachers kind of was the feather that broke the camel's back, I think, on that one.
Yeah, I think that it's the same sort of thing with like Wolf Scouts, right? Like they had so many things that were all good at the same time, and it's like you can have one or some. What they did is they took away pretty much all of them.
Yeah, yeah. It was too much.
Yeah, I don't see them winning any big events anytime soon unless they get buffs. So I think C is right for them.
Also, notably, one of the lowest played teams in the game.
A lot of people don't like their aesthetic. I love their aesthetic. I love the way these guys look.
I like the sculpts. Like, I don't really like the vibe, but I think the models themselves are really tip top.
I love the vibe. I'm like, listen, I'm in the minority as I usually am, but I love the vibe of this team. I just wish that my personal ballistic skill on Flamers was not 4-up, because I miss 2 out of every fucking shot with Flamers, and it's infuriating.
Yeah. That's how you get good at this game. Don't get shot and roll 2s or better. Yeah,
roll better than a 1.
Roll better than a 1. That's all you got to do. Let's talk about their ecclesiarchical. Is that a word? Ecclesiarchical. Let's talk about the novitiates. Yes. They got to be down here towards the bottom somewhere too. No, I don't think that they're D tier.
I think they're like top of C. I think they're still like totally fine. They're very playable. They've got some tricks. They've got power. They lose to melee almost unequivocally. So like,
I think I got to put them below Deathwatch then. I think
they're better than Deathwatch. They just are bad into Deathwatch.
That's fair. What about Scout Squad? Joe, where would you put the Scout Squad?
Boy.
I know I didn't want this to be a 3-hour podcast, but we had to ask the question at some point.
I think I don't know who, it was one of you. One of you had said, or I think Mark, you might have just said, Scouts, the fact that there's just so many elites running around and they just don't have the killing power, even with the buff to the heavy bolter and the sniper. Hell, I even got a double shot off with the sniper the other day, and it was glorious. I think I one-shotted a 21 wound fucking plague crawler or whatever the fucking
tomb crawler.
The tomb crawler with it. And I had to put, I put both lethal 5s on that shot too. So like I spiked like 9 mortal wounds and it felt great. The problem is that I had to spend so many resources to kill one fucking guy. That was all my gas for the turn. Now into Canoptic, it's a bit of a different story because like the tomb crawler,
you want to kill that one guy.
Yes, you really want to kill the one guy. Whereas like with Marines, it's like, one a turn is probably not enough to win. Like sometimes it is, but it's just if they're able to bully you on points, like their melee is just not enough because they're 4/5. I would just we're getting very close to the point where they might just need their body to go to 10.
The thing about it is that they got the body and the 4/6 knives at the same time, right?
Yes.
Like
last edition, yeah.
Does the extra body by itself propel them up? I mean,
the
point I had made to Joe before we started recording was I think that the edition is just like fundamentally designed in a way where elites are going to be good. And I think if that's the case and elites are going to eat up such a large portion of the meta, I don't think that scouts just have the tools to deal with them.
I'm going to say it. I think that, and no, actually, it'll be fine. Just give them the twice per turn buff exaction gets. Let them get AP 1 against 3 up armor.
I don't think they should get that because I think that when facing into elites, they should rely more heavily on their knife warriors. But then what's the only thing that because then they need damage reduction because then they're just not. Well, that's the thing is there's 9 of them. That's
okay,
the thing. There's 9
it's
6. They have 10 wounds, so they can't get 2 shot. So on retaliate, you're dealing an average of 8 damage.
They get 2 shot into every melee specialist in this game.
Only the ones with severe or lethal 5, which are not very many.
No. If I charge the captain on Space Marines, I'm dead.
Yeah, he's got a power fist. He doesn't count.
Okay.
I'm talking about the majority of melee dudes in the game are 4 attacks on 3s, 4/5, no rules. And that's unlikely to 2-shot.
I mean, like, for example, like charging...
Yes, that's the majority of models that are, like, good in melee.
So we established earlier that 4/5 is the average good standardized melee specialist, right? Some of them are 4 attacks, some of them are 5 attacks because they're Marines or elites, right? Not all of them, but ultimately that's kind of where we're at. And I do think against that particular profile, I'd say your average, and I'm not doing math, I don't do math when I record, but like most of the time I think you're probably going to take 3 shots or 3 stabs to kill somebody. To kill a scout if you have that 4/5 on 5 dice, right?
No,
so you would need to get 2 crits, but
you need to get
literally all they need. Literally all they need is just give them fucking rending back on their goddamn melee. That's it. Rending on their expended operatives because they took that away for some reason.
Rending on the knives.
Yes, rending on the knives.
Yeah, okay. Totally. That's fine that they get it. I think I agree with you. It's just that. I think scouts are in this situation where angels were, where not enough. People are relying too much on shotguns that hit on 2s when power armor just doesn't give a fuck about shotguns no matter what they hit on.
Well, no, George, and this is coming from me anecdotally. It's actually fine if you can get 2 shots off and one of them has the lethal 5s on it. You're probably killing a Marine. The problem is that you're investing a command point and an equipment to do so.
Yeah.
So like you take, and then basically you have to pray they give you a shot with the heavy bolter, and that's it. Or like maybe you get a crack grenade off.
Knives, if you charge and fight, do not require a command point or an equipment.
Correct.
And you are likely to do 12 damage unless they parry you out, in which case you get to stand there, and if they don't fight you back and you do another 12, 4 to 8 damage, your buddy comes in and now hits on 2s with his knife and cleans it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great theory, but it's just...
The knives are just better. It's the same thing with Jaegers, and this is what I'm pulling my experience from, is Jaegers have 4/4 shotguns or knife dudes. And into elites, the knife dudes are the only game in town. And it's the same thing with scouts. Into elites, into power armor, the knives are really the only game in town because the shotguns just require too many resources to make it work effectively.
I am going to use this as a bit of a segue to talk about Jaegers. I mean, Jaegers, here's the thing.
They're a B-tier team.
Yeah, I think they're a B-tier team. They're either above or below Plague Marines right now. When I think about, like, in that particular situation where we're talking about I'm going to charge and leaf with my knife, they've got lethal 5 on their knives.
They're
so, like
3/5, lethal 5.
They hit on 4s unless it's like a warrior, right?
Even the warriors, they always hit on 4s. All of them.
They always hit on 4s.
Yeah, they have
brutal.
If they have the knife equipment, it's balanced. If they have the knife equipment and can fulfill the effects for their melee ploy, it's ceaseless. So like they don't tend to hit a lot, but they do spike with the dice they do hit with most of the time. So if they were hitting on threes, excuse me, if they were 4 attacks hitting on threes, 4-5, like scouts are, I think it'd be effectively the same.
It's so interesting, too, to think about the parallels because Scouts and Jaegers came out very close to one another. They had very similar,
Yes.
They had like that move forward as part of their ability. They had the mines. So there's lots of parallels there. I mean, I think that the Jaegers just have so many good rules on the team. I think they've got more things that give them. They have better shooting. They have
shooting. And they can use their shooting better than Scouts can, which is the
despite the shotguns and their knives hitting worse, I think that Jaegers have better access to damage reliability.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a better sniper, and the sniper can shoot dudes who are in melee. Well, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, and the shoot into melee as somebody charges is such a fun ploy. Like, I like that one a lot. I think it's really cool and really makes people kind of like change up their game plan.
And they have the no-kin token. And the no-kin token is just like hyper reliability, like the ploy. It's fantastic.
Just extremely good value out of it, too. They can group activate. They've got damage reduction. We know how strong damage reduction is right now. So
extra APL where you need it.
Heal if you need it.
If you don't need extra APL.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good flexibility. I mean,
the team sounds so much better than B tier when I keep talking about it.
Despite the improvement of Seek Infiltrate as archetypes, it's still probably the worst combination to have. So I think that, that is part of a limiting factor to them. But I think that, before the argument was, are they a C tier team or a B tier team? Now it's, are they a B tier team or an A tier team? Because they played their attack op so much better. They play the crit op pretty well. I think that the new crit ops work well for them, even despite the fact that they have that access to 3 APL. So I don't know. I think it's great. I think they're
really, really solid.
I'm putting them above Plague Marines.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Breachers, because this is a team I'm looking at.
This is a team that's done like really like sneaky good in like win rates and stuff over the last few weeks. Where do you want to put them, Joe?
I want to field opinions because I think they might be.
I don't like this team because I think they look boring.
I also think they look like shit. I don't like the vibe of this team, but I do think that if played extremely well, they could be the bottom of A. And we are, in theory,
we're thinking about a specialist playing this team.
Yeah, and because I do think they have the tools to. So they have Brace for Counterattack, which lets you keep your models relatively healthy throughout the game, and they have powerful group activations with relatively reliable, powerful, close range shooting and melee. So I think, played at the top levels, played like as a specialist for this team, I think this team does pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that we see, and they have security and seek and destroy. I think that's a pretty good pairing right now. I think that they
Envoy extremely well.
I think a lot of people are getting value out. Back last edition, people wouldn't take the little robots because you had to decide to take them, and they weren't as good. Now I think you're getting lots of value out of like the Geist Skull explosion, and like lethal 4 is dealing a ton of damage. People are getting good value out of the cat and using it to dish out APL. So, I mean, without knowing much and without having played against Breachers in a very long time, I'm happy. I'm not happy. I still don't think they're cool, but I'm fine with putting them up there in the bottom of A. I think that's fine.
Yeah. All right, let's do some quick hitters because we still have a ton to go.
Yeah, let's talk about.
Oh yeah.
Let's do. Let's talk about some of these classified teams. Wormblade, C.
I think they're B.
Wormblade are better. Wormblade are B tier.
Yeah, I think that they have like good tools, good survivability. I think that their specialists are really good. I think that their guns and their killing potential are weaker, but ultimately I think hordes that have access to security are in a good spot.
Yeah, plus the 2 hero pieces could like clean up a game by themselves. Like they could just blow through an entire team by just the 2 of them. So
Yeah, but I would put them below Commandos. I think that they're not.
I think Brood Bros also, or not Brood Bros, Blooded go in B tier.
Yeah,
Solid
I would
team.
agree.
You know, they have the tools necessary to play, but like they're not gonna. The meta isn't. They don't dominate the meta.
Yeah, I think that I like their faction rule. I think that their consistency is really good. I think that their specialists are really good. I really like the Ogren or the Chaos Ogren. I really like the Enforcer.
I like the Knife guy. Knife
they've
guy's
got-
a bastard.
The Knife Guy's really good. They've got worse tac ops than Wormblade, but not by much. I think they've got Seek and Infiltrate. They have 2 tac op archetypes. I forgot about what a nice buff that was for them.
Yeah.
Let's not reminisce about the good old days there. Let's talk about clowns.
I think clowns are bottom of A. I think they're the worst team in A, but I still think they're an A tier team. They've still got plenty of defensive tech. They've got offensive power. They have mobility. They're the most mobile team in the game that is not unfair mobility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're getting underrated right now. They did catch some nerfs towards the end of their time in the classified rotation.
And there's always the whole thing of being classified, so that just it turns on the play rate.
But they've got really strong rules, and they've got some good specialists as well. They have 3 APL, which is always really nice. They've got good tac ops as well. I'm happy with them there. I think that they're only going to be played by specialists right now, and I expect those people to do well with them.
Yeah.
Let's keep getting some quick hitters out of here. Blades of Cain.
I think they're just above Harlequins.
Yeah, that's about where I would put them as well.
They're basically the same team. They're just slightly more defensive.
I think I'd put them above Breachers in A, actually. Because I think the special, the people who are very good with Blades of Cain are going to be able to take care of a lot of the teams above them. Maybe not the S tier teams, but these other teams above them in A.
Yeah. Let's throw another team in D tier for Deathcore.
I don't know. I think they're C, to be honest, right now.
I think that they're better than Sanctifiers. I want to put Sanctifiers.
They're not better than Sanctifiers. They're not even close. They don't get an Ogre like Blooded do. All they can get is a free ploy that gives them Accurate 1 and Saturate. They're not better than Sanctifiers. If they're in C, they're the bottom of C.
I mean, I think that's ultimately right. Let me think. I do think the games come towards them a little bit. I think that their killing power still just isn't as good as it was last edition, and that was really carrying the team. The thing that was so good about this team in the past was their killing power was great, and they were very good at playing just all aspects of the game. And at this point, what aspect of the game are they good at?
It's such a good faction tac op and control more objectives on your opponent. Forced errors on your opponent's side.
Exactly.
So, they lost a lot of tools from last edition, and those tools were more than just their killing power.
Yeah, the old In-Death Atonement was so much more than I'm just going to take a shot before I get removed from the board. It was you're charging with an elite and you're anticipating charge, fight, shoot, but I'm going to just keep you locked in combat and waste your 3rd APL and prevent you from taking that shot, and I'm just going to keep you where I can shoot you. It was just an incredible play. And to lose that, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to put them in D because I'm salty. And that seems like a very level-headed way to do things. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I think they're D tier.
I can't even find them.
Left. Oh, too much left. They're in the middle on the top.
Oh, I see them. Yeah.
I don't think the order D tier matters.
Do Battleclade go in D tier?
No, I think Battleclade go at the top of B or the maybe bottom of A. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're talking about Battleclade, not Hunterclade.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right.
Battleclade, they go into C.
No, Battleclade are much better than C. Battleclade are legitimately scary if played by a specialist. There's just no specialists. There's one specialist I know of, and that's Marco in New Jersey, and he's very good. He cleaned up a tournament. He went undefeated.
Hey, what about Kyle?
I don't know. I said I don't know. Did he clean up a tournament? Did he go 3 rounds undefeated?
Not that I know of, but I know that he plays the team well.
Marco did extremely well.
And Marco's been putting in the work too, so I'm happy to shout him out.
I think they're actually a very good team that if you put in the work to like figure out your lines, kind of like in a racing game. Like if you can figure out your lines on your map and your opponent, then I think Battleclade can really just sort of like be doing exactly what they need to do at all times. But like there's so many of them, and you need to really have a locked in game plan.
I do agree with you, George, in the sense where I think like I'm going to be more afraid of like a top tier Battleclade player than I would be of like a top tier Wormblade player or like a top tier Blooded player. Yeah. Maybe not. If we're talking about like top tier Blooded player, like I'm,
listen, I played Brandon Bean, who's a top tier Blooded player.
Yeah.
And like I have mad respect for that guy. He kicked my ass. But I like on paper, I'm so much more afraid of Battleclade just because like I don't know what they're gonna do, but what they're gonna do is gonna be effective.
So when we're talking about specialists playing these teams, we're talking about specialists who are down here with us mere mortals, is what we're talking about.
Listen, I consider myself a specialist of multiple teams because
I do too. I think all three of us are specialists with certain teams. I would agree.
I think I'm terrible at this game.
Me too, bro. But you have to suck up and pretend to be good. You're on the podcast.
Yeah, I think.
Oh shit! Sorry,
Golden Ticket winner Joe Gallo. Everybody.
Yeah,
we all have
quote it, print it.
I'm just gonna say. I think personally, I think Battleclade might be an A tier, but we don't have enough people playing the team to
all right, you convinced me. I'll play them again.
Great day here on the Vox Stream podcast. All right, let's talk about Gellerpox. I'm putting them at the bottom of C.
I don't think they're bottom of C, but I don't care enough to argue.
Yeah, I think that they're somewhere around the bottom of C. I'm going to put them above Sanctifiers because I still like them.
Yeah, it's still fun. I like them too. Vibes.
Immaculate vibes, actually.
Another team that I like that's probably in C. Actually, I don't know. So Hearthkin Salvagers, I think that they're having a tough go of it lately.
Yeah, I think that there's not enough melee on the team to have them anywhere outside of C. Even though the shooting is good, they have
good equipment. Kind of bad. They have recon and security.
They have recon? I thought they had security. What are they playing recon that's good? They're not playing flank with Salvagers.
Probably not. I mean, they would probably be doing, scout enemy movement, maybe an envoy or retrieval. The thing is that they've got that equipment that lets them pick up markers for free and while being in control range. So I don't know. But ultimately, like they're just not durable. Like that's the thing. I think that as somebody who played a lot of this team in 3rd edition, I do think that like we don't need to have Wolf Scouts ignoring piercing. We need to have Hearthkin Salvagers ignoring piercing.
I think we need to have Hearthkin Salvagers have -1 damage once a turn in melee across the board.
Because that worked pretty well for them last time.
They are 8 wounds, 3-up save, so they're relatively durable to shooting, but they just fold in melee. Because, as we said before, if you don't have 4-5 melee, you have bad melee. So if they're going up against the melee dudes, they get folded in 2 hits.
Right. Yeah, I think that there's definitely ways to improve the team. I just don't think that they're going to get a lot of love before they fade out of, the popular memory here.
GW is balancing declassified teams, so they should still, in theory, get some love.
Allegedly.
We have proof. they made Deathcore better after they were declassified. It wasn't enough, but they did it.
Yeah.
Hey, George, would you call them playable?
Yeah, I think they're playable. I think every team in the game is playable.
Yeah. I don't think, like these teams down here, I don't think that they would have like, a below 40% win rate. But I don't think that's kind of speculative, though.
I want to talk about a team that I think is barely playable, and that is Stealth Suits, which I want to put in C tier. Because they can't do anything. They can't start anything. You can whiff punish really hard, right? This team, if your opponent makes a mistake, you could like wipe out your entire opponent's team off of a couple of mistakes. But if your opponent doesn't make any mistakes, then you just lose the game.
I think that they have good play at like low and mid tier tables, and I think they have an interesting game plan. But I think that their game plan maybe is a bit static. I think that they play such a defensive game and they have to play so carefully. at least that's, the popular consensus of how to play the team, right? And I'm
Well,
sure
they
that
don't
there's
have any
people out there trying to
tools.
innovate, but ultimately, like, I think that they're, if this was a more generalized tier list, I might have them in B, but I think in terms of like specialists winning big tournaments with them, I don't think I could put them in B.
I don't think they can rack up enough points on their wins to, get that they would.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
The tiebreakers would not fuck them over.
Yeah, so if they weren't first, they're like fifth.
Yeah, it's just I don't think they don't have any tools to start turns off in their favor. Like, it just feels like they always want to position themselves where they want to go second. They want to win initiative and go second every turn, and you just can't do that.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you feel strongly about them being higher? I know that you played some stealth suits recently, Joe.
I don't. I've racked my brain over this team so many times. That's why I think the answer of yeah, maybe is going to be my answer, because
as the guy with literally the only experience on this podcast playing the team, listening to the two of us talk about,
I mean, I've played against them a few times.
They just don't have the tools for.
I think they have more of a chance of winning a tournament than all the other teams in C, except maybe Deathwatch.
Their game plan is too static, and if you know what the deal is, you just win.
That's why I'm saying like low and mid tier tables. I think that they've got a much higher win rate than in high level competitive play.
Yeah.
Brood Bros.
Oh, Brood Bros are good. I think
they're
near bottom of A. That looks fine.
I'm going to put them above Breachers because I know more about them.
I think the game plan in the meta for Brood Bros has gotten too static with the Magus. I don't think the Primus is worth taking at all, but I do think the Patriarch is. But people, I think, need to get out of their comfort shell of Magus and two little fuckheads to score Envoy with, and like lean more into the infiltration of their Seek infiltration. Because the Patriarch still gets a lot of shit done. Still an incredibly powerful, potent model.
I agree. I also think that while the Primus is definitely the worst of the three leaders, I don't think it's a never take. I think that you can take the Primus and do well.
Like, yeah, probably.
Generating CP gives you initiative manipulation, just either a reroll or like +1, -1. It's got a silent gun. Silent is pretty good.
It's a silent splinter pistol.
Right.
It's meh.
I mean, if you spike crits,
splinter pistols really good. All right, let's throw Hota on the board. They're at the I think actually top of B, like very tippy top of B.
I think they're an A, bro.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think that they vacillate between bottom of A, top of B, really, really hard depending on the week.
Agree.
But I think more consistently. Oh wait, no, we're talking about the best of this team. Put them in the bottom of A. I think they're just under Clowns then.
I would put them above Clowns.
But like, I don't care enough. Yeah, go for it. I think what makes splinter weapons on this team work really, really well is From Darkness Death. Like you can turn, 2 hits, 2 crits to 3 crits and a hit. You know what the Primus doesn't have? From Darkness Death. It just doesn't get it.
Oh, he's got Uprising.
You're talking about Idolization.
That is the one, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, within 6 inches of a leader icon ward. Except you can't use it with the leader.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I like Brood Bros. I think that they're good. I do agree with you, George. I think that they're ripe for some innovative play. But I think we're going to be seeing more of them in the next 4 to 6 months. I think they're going to have a good run this summer.
Maybe if I stop having fun with cults, I might pull mine back out.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Let's see. Let's go ahead and talk Celestians. This is a team.
I think they're near the top of A. I don't think they're better than Rekka's, but I think they're close.
I'm going to put them in between Nemclaw and Phobos.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think that specialists are going to continue to find good success with this team. I think that this team is very hard to play, but once you get them singing, I think they just.
They just got second at Adopticon, and I think that shout out to Gabriel. He did fantastic, and I think proved that this team deserves to be in the top of the pack.
Yeah.
I think the team has a lot of power. If you forgo specialists and just take warriors, it's very, very straightforward. But if you do keep your specialists, then you're playing a completely different game than warrior spam. But I don't think it's any less good. It's just less direct. And so, like, I think there's a couple different ways to play the team for different, enemies, different opponent teams. So that flexibility already makes them better than a lot of other teams.
Speaking of flexibility, Legionary, I think, is top of B, like the tippy top of B for now. I think that they're still a really, really good elite team. I think that they've got really good rules. A lot of like their top end power has been like toned down, but I could see like
they still have 5-6 chainswords with Khorne.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Rekkas. I tell you what, 5-6 damage is a lot of damage.
It is. Absolutely. And I could see them like they're again, we had like A plus B minus as a tier one time. I think that there are a lot of teams that would go into that A plus B minus tier if we had it. But I think that, I think for now, top of B is right. Maybe they bump up somewhere here in our conversation. Let's put somebody else towards the bottom.
I think Khazarkin you can put near the top of B as well. I think Khazarkin are actually a very, very potent, very powerful team at the moment.
I agree. Very good pick into the meta.
Yeah, I think they have, severe 7-inch move with piercing crits on all their dudes. So, like, they're very fast, they're very killy. And then they have the, if you lose initiative, you can do something anyway. Gimmick. So I think Khazarkin are poised in a good spot. I tried playing this team, and I fucking suck at shooting teams. Again, still.
Yeah.
So I didn't do super
some things
well.
never change.
But I feel like the team is very good, and a specialist can like take them.
Yeah, I could easily see this team winning a big tournament. I think it's going to be a hard road, but I think they got the sauce for sure. Joe, hit us with a team that you want to talk about.
Let's talk about Goremongers.
Goremongers.
They're an A.
Easy.
A.
I think they have to be at the top of A because they still have matchups where they can't lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, there are some matchups that are really hard, but they can win. And then there are some matchups where it's really hard to lose. Like, you have to actively try and lose those matchups. Because Runes of Khorne is the second worst rule they've ever printed in any book ever, and is a bad rule.
Yeah, I mean, they have so many auto-win matchups that, like, if we're thinking about going through a 4 or 5 round tournament, you could easily just avoid all of your worst matchups just through sheer luck.
Yeah. Any team that can double shoot, suddenly Goremongers are struggling. Any team that can't double shoot, suddenly they're eating well. Like this, they just eat those teams for breakfast. With a couple of exceptions. They sort of bounce off Jaegers, and they sort of bounce off Wreck-A Crew. But besides those two teams, like, I don't know what Salvage is doing to that team. I don't know what...
Cry.
Yeah, I don't know what Hand of the Archon does into that team. I played that game. I thought about that game. Like, I've been thinking about that game since Goremongers came out. Like, I don't know what Hand does. They just sort of get run over.
Hit him with the injury grenade and hope for the best, maybe?
You hit him with a dab. That's what you do. God, that is so obnoxiously loud.
Yeah, like...
this is going to be an interesting discussion here. Let's talk about Felgor. This is such a closely tied team to Goremongers.
S.
I don't want to put them in S, but they're definitely at the bottom of S. Because
how can you not put them in S with what Dylan just did?
Because Frenzy is in fact the worst rule they've ever printed ever. And this team cannot be bad if Frenzy is good.
Yeah, I hate to see it because I hate for them to be on the chopping block for like just getting absolutely dumpstered in like a data slate. But yeah, it's hard for me to put them any lower than like the very top of A. And realistically, like in terms of like teams that I think are going to win tournaments, if good players are playing them, I
think
that's it.
A Felgor specialist like just wins tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about another A tier team. I think Raveners have to go in the A tier.
Yeah, I think they're somewhere in the middle of A tier by like Phobos.
Yeah. Somewhere around here. Definitely fungible with where they could be within the tier. But yeah, I mean, they just have such a strong game plan. Very, very hardy. Very, I'd say not
They
very,
have
but
one
pretty
weakness.
reliable.
It's just shooting, and they can take that weakness away whenever they want.
Yeah. And while we know the game plan, it is so hard to adjust your game plan for their game plan. Like, it's kind of like the team feels like an inevitability.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. The team feels inevitable. Like, the only way that the team doesn't is if your opponent just messes up their tunnel placement. And since we're talking about specialists, they won't mess up their tunnel placement. And, like, that means you can't go anywhere within, like, 8 inches of the tunnel or you're getting charged by a Ravener.
Yeah, and, George, I think you are so right, where I think the thing that is going to hurt Raveners is just getting in their own way. Like, mistakes with the tunnel, making the wrong tac op choice, I think is just like, this team makes the wrong tac op choice. It
might just
plummets. They might just lose the game. It just plummets their win chance down so far. But a specialist, an expert with this team is just not going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. I like this team a lot.
Be
I
me.
need to finish painting them. I kind of want to get them on the table.
I think I actually want to paint mine up a little more. I was talking. I think that mine are good, but like, I think they need a little more sauce, a little more something.
Bro,
I got a varnish too.
You'll never see me painting a model that's finished.
Let's talk about a team that's finished, and that's the Pathfinders. Where'd they go?
I think they're in C. Maybe they're in B still. I don't really remember. They took a nerf to the thing that fucks over movement, so it's less annoying. I think they're probably at the bottom of B. Maybe the top of C. I'm really not sure. All the guns are deadly. Marker lights aren't as good, but they think they got a buff. I think the marker drone is a high intensity marker light now. Standard.
Yeah, they still fold to melee.
Yeah.
They've got good tac ops.
I think they're at the bottom of B.
I like them being right next to stealth suits, though, so I think that's fine.
Almost there.
We're making good time. I'm very
with how much
Starstriders go to A.
They're an A tier team.
Yeah, I'm going to put them towards the bottom, but
I think they're
somewhere
the bottom
in
of
this.
A. I think they're the bottom of A or the top of B. I think they're.
If your name is exactly Landon, then you're.
I think the problem is that people haven't played them at all this edition. And there's a lot of people playing for the first time this edition. And Starstriders are a team that if you've never been shot by the spaceship, because it can come from 7 or 8 or like 6 dudes and from silent, like you're not looking at the board in a way where it's like, all right, how do I make sure that this guy cannot be shot by anyone on the opponent team? Because they all have a silent melt-a-gun at the infinite range, right? And that's a different kind of mindset where like, oh, they're all just gonna hose me from a spaceship.
They're also like super weak to melee, but they're such a strong pick into the meta right now. I do think that A is probably right.
I think they're at the top of B, because once you get a couple of games in with them, you learn their cheese essentially. It becomes a lot easier to make a game plan against them and to like just sort of roll over them.
Yeah,
in my experience.
I think that's probably right. Like, in terms of a specialist doing well, I was kind of thinking as we were going through this exercise, like, is the line between A and B, like, these teams are probably, like, these teams have a real chance to, like, win a big event, and these teams just don't. I don't think that's the hard line anymore, because I do think a lot of these teams could win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what moves Pathfinders down. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to put them here with Kazarkin. I think that they're around the Kazarkin level. I think that they have similar strengths and weaknesses.
I agree.
I'm going to put them just underneath Kazarkin in B. We've got more teams to put in A, though. Mandrakes have to go there, no?
Mandrakes have to go in A. Yeah, they're like Ravener level, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too. Obviously, just really crazy shenanigans. I mean, some of their worst things got toned down, but they still have them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the leader not being able to stun the same guy more than once a turn is incredible.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change the matchup into like basically anything. But what it does is it makes playing into the team not as grueling. So like it's a change that the Mandrakes don't feel. Everyone else feels that change though. Their opponents do.
A quality of life change.
For everyone else, yeah. Controversial pick, but I think Higher Tech are still A tier.
Yep. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I think Daniel, after playing him, I think they are still really good into elites.
They're still extremely potent. The kill up change is annoying, and low key, I wish there was some kill up change for Canoptic Circle too, because the 3 expendable warriors is just too much for that team. But like, Canoptic needs something like what happened to Hyrotech.
Yeah.
But they still have so much power, they still have so much durability, and their dudes coming back is still a threat you have to deal with. And like a really good specialist shouldn't like ever have their team tabled. Like it just shouldn't get tabled as Hyrotech because they have enough power and durability to make sure that things that need to die at the right time do die. And yeah, the Chronomancer is very good, but like we've had Daniel Cherokee choose the Technomancer most of the time, and that's still a very viable, powerful pick.
Yeah, I think that it comes back to that idea of the team needing a little bit of innovation. I think while the Chronomancer still feels like the best choice, I just don't think that's true. I think that the Technomancer has a lot of like really strong tools as well. Like the Technomancer has the ability to just stack all the keywords, right? Like,
yeah,
that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Very good. And heal.
It's
just extra heals. Like healing on the team is incredibly vital.
You know what's something I'm actually surprised about? I'm actually surprised that someone like Shane didn't take Hyrotech into Adepticon, since they kind of has something to prove right now. Because he has a tendency to do that. So that would have been interesting.
I definitely can see this team winning. I don't think that they're going to win big events in the near term, because I think that it's going to take a while for the specialists to reemerge and for people to really like, because this is still like a hard team to play.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough innovation in the higher tech space. People are still too Chronomancer pilled, especially now that because of the kill up change, healing is much more impactful to keep your models standing and not incapacitated. So I think the Technomancer stocks have gone way up, but people haven't figured that out yet.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Hunterclade. This is a team I don't really know much about.
Ooh, they're kind of sneaky right now. They're you can get surprised by this team.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes,
they're basically the I have no idea what this team does, like as a pick. And then the minute you finally go, wait, they do what? Wait, what do you mean that they do that? Wait, what do you mean that happens? What do you mean? Like, there's a lot of that happens in that matchup.
I think yes, but on the other end, after you go, they do what? They do what? And then once you learn the thing, you go, oh, and then they do what to themselves? And they do what to themselves? Like, I think Hunterclade are an interesting team, and they can put up results. But like I know the matchup very well because Day plays Hunterclade. She's a Hunterclade specialist all last edition. And so I played Hunterclade a lot, and I played no Hunterclade at all this edition until I got to Worlds. And like I had a lovely game into my Hunterclade opponent. He's a lovely guy. But like I ran a clinic on him. I think I lost my Squigs. That was the only models I lost in the game, and I tabled him. With Record Crew. Like once you figure out Hunterclade, once you get the target priority and target acquisition down, the team folds, and there's so little the Hunterclade player can do about it.
I think that's fair.
It's unfortunate.
I think that they're in Does B seem right, or did you want to
Yeah,
put
they're
them
in B tier for sure.
Yeah, B definitely seems right.
They do have like 4 melee specialists who have powerful melee operatives. They're 10 wounds, 4 up saves. Like, they're not durable. They're not killy. Like, all their shooty guys hit on 3s. You got a plasma gun hit on 3s. 4/5 piercing 1 stun gun hits on 3s. So like
make people hit one worse.
Yeah, the melee is good. The shooting is good. The problem comes when you want to do both because a team won't let you.
Man, so many of these teams left have to go into A tier because I think Vespids have to go there too.
Yeah, Vespids are definitely A tier. I think they're in the low A just because they are kind of casino-y. Like, you could just get fucked over and roll bad, but if like you roll average to okay, then you have a good chance of winning your game.
Yeah, I mean, Fly is just such a good ability. I think that they have such good synergy in how they want to play and the tools that they have. But ultimately, yeah, I think it is a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, and just like Fly is incredibly powerful when your main damage is guns that are that strong. Like 3/5 piercing 1, pretty fucking strong.
Somebody else with strong guns is the Tempestus Aquilons.
I want these guys to go to the bottom of A, but I realistically think they're actually at the top of B.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of the same strengths as Kazarkin, so putting them around these teams that have Kazarkin-style strengths. Yeah, I'll put them above Kazarkin for now. I think that they, like, just the flexibility with all of their dropping shenanigans. And I think they've got a little bit more sauce in terms, like, not necessarily sauce, but, like, I like their rules better than I like the rules for Kazarkin.
You can call it sausage and potatoes.
Yeah, a little something, sausage and potatoes. I think there is a name for that dish.
Yeah, sausage and potatoes.
Like a hash, maybe?
Something like that. No.
I'm getting hungry now that we talk about it. Let's talk about my favorite dinner. Let's talk about Kill Team. Let's talk about Inquisition.
I want Inquisition to be in S tier. I don't know if they actually have the raw data sheets to put them in S tier played at like the top level. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been saying on this podcast that there's next to no innovation going on in the Inquisition space, and if I could spend the money to get the models, I would do it myself. But I'm poor as shit, and I can't go buy 2 boxes of Sisters of Silence, Navy Breachers, and like all this shit, just so I have all the options that I would need to make the team work. But I think that if they're not in S tier, they're at the like pretty high up on A tier. Because I think they even give Goremongers a run for their money, and that's theoretically a matchup that Goremongers should just win. Like, that's a kind of team that they should just win against.
I mean, they have the best ploy in the game.
Yeah, they do. They have they have the best 2 ploys in the game, in my opinion.
I think that's fair. Yeah. Chaos Cult, Joe.
A.
They're
definitively.
They're somewhere around the elves in A for sure. I'm gonna put them.
Honestly, I think what holds them back is because they're a fucking 3-box team. Like, if people had more access to this team, I think they'd be way more dominant.
I think the thing that actually holds the team back is just absolutely no access to 3 APL. You have to play the 2 APL game, and so if you make any mistakes, you get punished hard for it.
Oh, yes.
It is stuns. A team that does not. It is hard to come back from mistakes.
Absolutely.
And stuns hit pretty hard too.
Stuns hit pretty hard. I mean, you do you still can come back from that because you have the ploy that can give you a free fight, but you don't want to use it for a free fight if you can't charge and then fight again, right? Like,
and just doing and stunning your dorks, the guys that actually have to do the missions, is fucking brutal.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. That's a very good point.
The devotees are so much more important than people think they are.
Oh, they're like, that's why, like, for me, my biggest tip is kill the devotees.
Yeah,
like the mutants and the whatever.
That's a tip I give out as well. If you can kill devotees, go kill devotees. Then the team
and frankly, that's the number one mistake I make with the team is, like, if you lose 1 or 2 guys early, it's not like an insurmountable mistake, but it hurts. It is.
Yes.
It is meaningful for sure. Corsairs probably have to go up there with the most of the elves in A.
I think
they're B.
I think Corsairs are A, but I think they're near. I think they're between Vespid and Harlequins. I think they're only okay. They're good.
Yeah.
But they're so annoying and toxic to play against that they feel better than I think they actually are. Boy, I hope Eddie doesn't listen to this, because I fucking hate this fucking team. But, like, I don't want Eddie to think that I agree with him, even though I kind of do. I fucking hate playing into Corsairs, because they're like, oh yeah, I just interrupt you. This guy just charges you. Oh, did you want to fight him? He fights first. Sorry. Oh, you want to shoot my leader? I actually just shoot you first. Go fuck yourself. Like, this team is so annoying and toxic and full of elf bullshit. And for some reason, they're not better than they are, which they really should be with so much elf bullshit going on.
I mean, their worst elf bullshit did get toned down over the course of, like, you know, the first year of the new edition. And, like, while they do still have so much power, it's like, I think most people have just played against them. Like, not so much has changed between last edition and this edition with them. I think most people just have enough experience to kind of anticipate the elf bullshit from them specifically, as compared to, like, their counterparts in other various parts of A. So it's not like they're the worst elf team, but, like, at this point, like, played out, I don't think is the right way to say it, but it's just like they just don't have very much up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Ratlings have short sleeves, long on their bodies, but they're short, relatively speaking, and they're somewhere in B, right?
Yeah, I think they're, like, middle of the pack B tier, around.
I think so too. Yeah.
They are too reliant on Ogren, and I think this is another space where I don't see a lot of innovation. I see a lot of people using the double parry Ogrens or the 3-up save Ogrens, and not the Ogren, which I think are the better Ogrens.
I think at least one Ogren is mandatory, just because of, like, the 3 APL charge, fight, shoot, and you do the chip on charge. Extremely
powerful fighting, very good shooting. I think it's 4 dice on 3s, 4/5.
Punishing as well.
Yeah, it's so good. I think 2 Ogrens is the sweet spot, and then, like, have a double parry guy for defensive.
Yeah,
play.
Dude, I just don't like that they're hobbits. If they were normal guardsmen, I would like the team more.
If they were normal guardsmen, they would be an A, because they would be able to take way easier shots.
That's fair.
They'd be able to see so many things.
Everything.
Okay, our last two teams, we've got the Exaction Squad.
I think are a B tier team. I think they're pretty high up there in B, like around Star Striders, but I think they cap out at B. Because I like stealth suits, they have a hard time starting shit, even though they have the same ploy the Inquisition get, where it takes your cover away up to 4 inches. Like, teams with power armor that they can't really hurt don't give a fuck they have that ploy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and, like, I think that they are a good team. I think they still have such strong play into the just overwhelming number of melee teams out there right now. I think that they could win, like, 4+ round events, but I think that their best chance of winning large events is on an Inquisition roster.
Yeah, cause it just shores up their melee weakness a little more.
The Kroot don't seem to have much melee weakness, but, you know, if we're going by the earlier analogy of, like, if you're 3-4 in melee, you're bad, wouldn't they be bad in melee?
Well, they're 3-5 now. So we found the okay profile. We did it, boys.
Yes.
We found
Kroot, dude, I'm gonna say Kroot, they're an A. Like, if you look at the stats for them right now, they have very definitively proven they belong in A.
This is the thing where, like, I see people doing extremely well with Kroot, and so, like, that makes me want to put them in A, but I played people who were doing extremely well with Kroot, and I, like, could not tell you how they're doing well with Kroot, because the games that I play, it's just like, Kroot's weakness is so...
It's a team I'm never afraid of when I play against them.
I'm never afraid of Kroot, because the way that I play the game is all of Kroot's weaknesses. And so, like, I just look at crew and go, this is just, like, nearly a free win, even playing against really good crew players. Like, I need to play against some of the best crew players in the world because I need to be scared of Kroot, and I'm not.
Make me afraid!
Yeah, like, I don't see how they're an A, but the stats say they should go in A. Because the crew players are doing really, really well with them. Like, the crew specialists.
I think that this is a pretty good looking tier list. What we need to do real quick is I think we all need to take a pass. And if you could change one thing about it, what would it be? Joe, I'd like to start with you. If you could make one move on the tier list, who's moving?
Wait, I'm allowed to move things back.
Only
if you want to be petty like that, go for it.
Listen, petty is my middle initial.
Man, I really think that fucking what was I saying that was S?
Rekka crew.
Yeah, I really think Rekka's belong in S right now. I really do.
I mean, just in terms of like their like win percentage and their number of podiums, I mean, it's hard to argue against that. Yeah, absolutely.
I want to argue with you, but I don't really have a leg to stand on.
See, that's the thing, George, is like, I don't think that that's worth changing back. Like,
I don't think it's worth changing
so
back.
close on the borderline that I think that's an okay pick. What about yours?
I think so. I want to move stealth suits to D, but that's just because I'm so disappointed in their design.
Yeah. And that's,
I don't really think they're supposed to be in D, but like, I'm D for dis-a-fucking-pointed.
Well, pick a better choice then, because it seems like you.
I don't think I have
really...
a better choice. I think this is
okay.
Good. I like this tier list. I think this is a good tier list.
Okay,
I think it's great.
Yeah, I think we pretty much have it. Let me think. Is there anything that I'd want to change here?
I think whatever my choice would be to just move back whatever you chose.
You petty ass bitch.
I'm moving clowns to the top of B.
Do I actually feel strongly about that?
No, I think that the top of B, bottom of A is pretty fluid. And the thing that I said earlier, where I think that only specialists are going to be playing clowns, I think that so many of the specialists are put off because of the changes or like the small nerfs that they got at the end of the classified cycle there.
The stats weren't really showing a whole bunch, but I did play clown specialists. I even played as clowns for a bit. They're good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm mostly just trying to like rage bait Andy at this point because I know he likes clowns.
Yeah, but again, I think I don't really have a leg to stand on arguing this change either.
I think we did it. I think we got it.
I think this might be a shitless tier list episode yet.
I think it's tight because we finally, we know how much we need to talk about everything. And also, we've talked, I think one of the things that holds me back so much is it's like, I don't know anything about this team. And the number of teams that I just have zero information or opinions on has gotten much smaller.
Yeah. That's one of the things about being a better kill team player is you get passive knowledge on a lot of teams. But if you want to be the best kill team player, you need to have active knowledge on a bunch of teams. So like that's why I can just talk out my ass on a bunch of teams, even though I've never actually played them myself. It's because I look at their rules.
No one ever was.
Listen, I got a Pokemon tournament this Saturday. I'm super excited.
Okay, you playing the fucking? This is George's new thing. He's playing like the actual like game, not the card game, and I think that's
playing the VGC, baby.
Brother, I used to play Pokemon at lunch at school. I had a great time with it. It was fun.
I'm gonna go fucking Owen whatever, however many people show up. I'm so excited to get my ass kicked.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Vox Screen. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. Please follow, subscribe, and leave us a review.
Any of those things are going to help us grow. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon with another episode.